will keep hold of second position as they go. Oh, and off behind them. It's the 27. That's Carrazzo. That's the second time he's been involved in an incident today. That was this weekend, rather. That's the rebuilt car. Only got back here late yesterday afternoon. The NGT boys took it away 3 hours up the road to a body shop. And that's going to be another full course yellow. 74 going through there is the Kerr car. Now I think he just checked up to miss what was going on. So is that Wayne Ducote's car?
I fear it might be, because Wayne was directly ahead of him at the restart. The 73-year-old.
In the 73 car.
Yeah.
They've come to a halt right next to Marshall's Point. There's bits of Porsches that we don't need to be seeing lying on the road.
Yeah. And that accident happened fairly early.
Yeah, it is Ducote. And it was Carrazzo trying to go around the outside, or was it Wayne? Yes, it must have been Carrazzo trying to go around the outside, because Wayne restarted ahead. Side-by-side contact with the right front wheel of Carrazzo to the left front wheel of Wayne Ducote, and they do stick out at the bottom, and that's all it needed.
That was kind of weird, because Carrazzo was kind of mainly past Ducote there as they're going through the S's there. Plenty of room on his left.
With the benefit of another look at it, it was rear wheel contact.
Right.
Rear wheel contact, side to side.
Oh.
Yeah, I think so. I just saw a little puff of smoke, Jeremy, as Carrazzo was going round the outside. So whether
rear wheel of number 27 car, front wheel of the 73 car. Yes, I agree. Yes. So Carrazzo was almost past him. He was sort of 3/4 of the way past, and there was plenty of room to the left of Wayne there. So that was a slightly strange incident.
You do sort of drift out there. Are you coming out of a right-hander, or you're going round a right-hander, and you can sort of just drift out. It's flat, absolutely flat up there, even on a restart.
Oh, is it?
As soon as you get over the top of the hill.
Oh, when you get over the top of the hill, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And they were over the top of the hill there. They were coming into the last section of it. There's going to be debris on the circuit here. The safety car is at that point. Carrazzo, not happy.
The contact was certainly on the rear end of his car, so he's already had an incident this weekend. So
Wayne Ducote not
very
happy
disappointed
with what's happened, and Carrazzo is out of his car, and he's not happy either. Wayne Ducote is wearing the white suit, and Carrazzo's going down towards him and motioning that he should have been watching his mirrors, I think is what I'm reading from the body language. I don't think I'd be putting them in the same recovery vehicle, and Carrazzo needs to calm himself down a little bit here. I know he's had a nasty shock, but he's not going to do himself any good.
50-year age differential there between those two. 52 years, actually.
Well, Wayne Ducote, it feels comfortable enough to take his helmet off. He's getting into the back of the GTS Cayenne. Carrazzo is directly ahead of him, still with helmet on, and the cleanup will continue.
That's disappointing. Incidentally, when by the time they came past here, Max Root has managed to get past Roman De Angelis.
Right.
We didn't see where that happened, because certainly when they went into the inner loop, having made that mistake down at turn 1, Roman De Angelis was defending, and he seemed to have held that the advantage through the inner loop. So he must have lost it later on in the lap. But Max Root has appeared now in second place, in car number 7, ahead of the number 1.
I would suggest that if he was still struggling to get heat of the tyres, he might have not got the exit he wanted from the inner loop, and Max was there to pounce.
Indeed.
Either coming through
also
the parabolic at 5 or down into the turn 6, the left-hander at the bottom of the chute. 24 minutes to go, Jeremy, and this is going to be another lengthy clean-up. We were just praising the guys on the Saturday race for how well they had behaved themselves, and when you don't have to save your car for another race for the weekend, it's all gone a little bit pear-shaped. But Trenton Estep will still be leading when they come back round again.
And that was almost a mirror image of yesterday's restart there, with a brilliant restart by Trenton Estep. Got a good jump coming off that final corner, a clear lead into turn 1, and in second place Roman De Angelis to try to carry the same sort of speed in there, but as you were suggesting, I think Yokohama tyres not quite fully up to temperature, trying to carry a bit too much speed through the apex, ran wide at the exit, left him vulnerable as they went onto the back straight, and ultimately the pass was made by Max Reed. Also a change of position in the lead of the Masters class, because Michael Levitas in car 36 found a way past Alan Metney's number 99 on that restart lap.
Yeah, it's still Victor Gomez, the fourth in the 25 car in 10th position, that leads the gold category for the Gen 1 Type 991s, 911s. The car got very, very loose on turning for Roman De Angelis, and then he was fighting it. And thank goodness there's a lot of runoff down there, but that really killed his exit from turn 1 and ultimately allowed the pass to be made later in the lap by Maxwell Root. It looked to me as though he just lost the back end of the car, Jeremy, as he was braking into turn 1. And at that point, he wasn't going to make the apex, and he was running out of road. Plenty of runoff there at turn 1. It is dusty and dirty as well, which is another thing that may have caused De Angelis some problems with a bit of crud on the tyres.
Yeah, very much so.
And that can take a lap or two to clean off. And young Max Root deciding that he would take the opportunity. Hearing from race control that the current order behind the safety car is being looked at to make sure it's right for when the full course yellows came out, of course. If there was any passing post that, then that will have to be redressed. Cleanup crew on site of the two-car incident that has seen Ducati and Carrazzo's cars come together. 73 and 27 already out of the running. Fred Poedad had a brush with the turn 1 exit wall in the number 20, possibly after contact with the number 99, Alan Metney. That incident will be reviewed after the race. The incident between the two drivers that I just mentioned, Ducati and Carrazzo, well, I'm sure that will be looked at as well, but both of those cars are out of the race, so penalties not to be applied, but perhaps a little chat with one or both of those drivers. That is at the discretion of the race director, of course. There'll just be a bit of a worry about any debris on the circuit around that incident. We've lost another heap of time, and if this is going to be a sprint to the line with cars that are still relatively heavy because they haven't used a lot of fuel but still have a lot of life in their Yokohama tyres. It's very, very light contact side to side between Carrazzo and Ducati.
It was definitely left front of Ducati's car to the rear of Carrazzo's car, so I can certainly understand why Sebastian is upset there. He had been presumably making the pass, and he seemed to be pretty much all the way around. There was plenty of room on either side of the road. They were kind of in the middle of the track at that point, because you're kind of transitioning, as you were suggesting,